Well, it's welcome to the Effing Bag Show, and we're here for the next. we're here for the next. We're here for the next hour or so, and of course we'll be here as usual. And of course, in our top left-hand corner, of course, joining me tonight is Emily. So welcome, Emily.
Hello.
And of course, at the bottom as well, of course, is the one and only Mrs. Ali. How are you?
Good, thank you. Yeah, very good.
Good. And then down at the bottom, of course, is our guest tonight, and she's busy working as well, but she will need to unmute herself. I think she has already. And of course, it's Kim, physio from Cheshunt, and she's busy working tonight as well. So welcome, Kim. How are you?
Hi.
All right. And also, of course, tonight we've got Lance. He's going to come on and be our end of show singer at around about, well, for us tonight, about 8:30, for you tomorrow at about 8:15. But we'll speak to Lance when he comes on. So I suppose first things first, girls, did you have a good week?
Yep.
Yeah. Good week, busy week. That's always keeps me out of mischief, doesn't it?
A very busy week.
And I think, Emily, we should be saying a congratulations. 10 years. 10 years working.
God, you know what? I nearly cried. So I'm going through my living. Oh my God, I've been doing this 10 years in the NHS. But God help me. I'm showing my age now.
What years have your 10th anniversary, man?
I know. I'm going to say it's not bad. I mean, it's a good month to do it because then the annual leave is a full extra 3 days. So
Nice.
Yeah, I'm going to spend the drinking tequila a bucket, I think.
I am available for stage, affairs.
You got to bring your own bucket though, Ems, mate.
I'm sure I can find a bucket somewhere.
So, Kim, I mean, busy working. Who have you got on your couch tonight?
So we've got Mo.
Hey. All right, guys.
All right. BJ needs his toe doing. You actually see it.
We're in the thick of it all.
I have to ask a question, Kim. Boots or no boots in your physio room?
No boots.
Yeah, no boots. It's very clean in here.
Oh, you see, I let them wear boots. I spoil them. Oh.
Mine
No
like a
boots
little
in
home.
the physio room
I'll
are
give you a
fine.
I'll give you a tour of my little room because it was literally like a little house. I mean, it's a bit messy at the minute because everyone's back to work.
I'd say that's tidy on my book, personally speaking.
But also,
That's a really nice facility, to be fair.
I painted it.
Oh, well done.
Painted it.
I definitely didn't paint my phys room.
I'm going to say I don't have one anymore, Ems.
I got two of the old boys down in Phoenix to paint it for me. Thank you, Vinny. Thank you, Lenny.
So tell us a little bit about yourself, Kim, and how long have you been working down at Cheshunt?
So I joined Cheshunt, last July? Oh no, I'm looking at Mo. And I was at Berkeley before that, Berkhamsted. My manager buggered off and left me. I had someone ask me about Cheshunt, and I was like, yes, definitely 100%. Didn't hear nothing back for a good month. I actually went to Kempston Rovers, which was the same league as Berkhamsted. Luckily, I get on with the manager there really well, and he didn't take offence when I left and come here.
And what's it like working for the old Rogue?
It's really good. Like I said before, he is one of the best managers I've worked for. I think he just gets on so well with the lads, sets out the rules. Everyone knows where they come from and what's going to be accepted and what's not going to be accepted.
And he's not somebody to mess with either, is he?
Sorry?
He's not somebody to mess with either.
No. And that's what I mean, like, because other players respect him, it makes it a lot easier for us.
So does anybody know about Kim's boss? Do you know Craig's boss? You saw him come on just a minute ago, Craig Edwards. And of course, there was a video come out. And if anybody doesn't know Craig, of course, Craig was a boxer as well before becoming a football manager. And basically, I think it was his son, wasn't it? Put a video out of him boxing. And let's be honest, he's not a spring chicken anymore. And he was out there doing his boxing on one of the big heavy bags. And if you haven't seen it, go onto Twitter and see if you can find it. I'll tell you what, you won't want to be that bag. Let me tell you, he was giving it some welly. what's the injury you're treating at the minute then?
Sorry.
What's the injury you're treating at the minute?
So it's just his quad with this one, with mine. More adult there. And he tweaked it on Saturday in the game that we had. So yeah.
And Ali, have you not had an injury this week as well at the Dons?
Yeah, so we've had
an ACL.
Yeah, no, it was a suspected ACL. It's a gentleman who's went down with a knee injury, and of course, as you do, if you had an old ACL injury, you immediately think of the worst. So there's a lot of calming down and getting him off the pitch safely. He's okay. We had a chat this morning. He's got a pair of tights. I don't want my mummy saying that. Try and keep the swelling off. I believe he's stolen them, but I'm sure Mrs. won't mind. But yeah, it's okay. Luckily, I'm in touch. We've been quite good at Don. Lots of cuts and bruises and scrapes. We've been playing Lambeth, so it's been a bit of a grudge match.
Oh, okay.
I won't spoil the result for everybody who's listening. Sure, they're all avid Dons fans. You're a YouTuber, aren't you, old Kim?
I am, yeah. That was the one that come about a bit strange.
How are you finding that side of things, Kim? So it's an interesting one, isn't it, as a physio?
Sunday football is mad. The first tackle I dealt with in Sunday football, I thought was broken leg, and I've been there 5 minutes.
I had exactly the same thing, Kim. It's a different level, Sunday League.
Oh,
Have you stopped screaming yet after every tackle? I still haven't quite got there yet.
Oh, I'm just like, oh. Yeah, it's.
I think I'll be meeting you soon if I've heard the rumours are correct.
Yes. So my Sunday team are going to be leaving the league, the Barnet Sunday League. I think we're going to be doing Sunday evenings instead now. Clerical errors, shall we put it? And we had so many points taken. So yeah, we're going to be going to another league, and then we've got a friendly against your team, Ali.
I'm sure it'll be very nice. There'll be no issues, I'm sure.
There better not be.
That'll just be me and you, Kim. I'm going to just throw a sponge at you or something when you're not looking.
What about?
Kim duck, because what's in her physio bag you don't know. I looked in her physio bag and it gave me solid jizz anxiety. You could get hit with a rubber duck.
Could be anything in that bag.
Oh, I don't know what I might take actually.
You might get hit by Haribos as well.
Oh yes.
Honestly, I think Ali's bag weighs more than Ali.
I doubt that after lockdown.
I picked up your bag and tried to run with it. It was not very successful.
To be fair, that's my big everything's in there bag. I've got a smaller run-on bag and another bag that I put other stuff in, and a bum bag, and
I have my book. Do you let players? Right, here's a question, girls. Do you let players in your physio bag?
I don't want to say I do. They just sneak in there anyway. You just got to put little traps in there for every now and again, like a spare tampon or something, just to freak them out a bit. That puts them off.
Let me tell you the
I love the little. It's not sweet.
Let me tell you the funniest story ever.
Hang on, Kim's just saying something. Go on, Kim. What was you saying about your
bag? I've got 3 bags, but I can't travel like my pitch light bag's so heavy. I just can't pin it down.
There's no such thing as traveling light when you're physio, I'm afraid.
Say that again, mate.
I said there's no such thing as traveling light when you're physio.
Thank you. My car is just full.
So you was going to tell us a story.
Funniest story ever. Now that Ali's talking about tampons. So a Sunday team, which shall remain nameless, I treat a lot of their players. I've known them for years, and they got a phone call one day off one of the players, and he said, I can't, don't pick me up, I can't make it today. And they were like, all right, no problem. And he went, yeah, because I was going to come, but my missus got her period. and it's really painful. So I can't come to football. I have to look after the kids. And I was like, is that a legitimate excuse? And the boys were like, yeah, it really is. And I was like, I've played women's football with women who get their periods, who haven't bailed out of games. It's the funniest story ever. Have you ever heard that as lame in your life as a bloke not going to football because he's missed his period, has her period?
He's a keeper, in my opinion. Honestly, she wants to marry him quickly.
If a bloke did that with me, I'd be like, mate, here's my fucking tampons. See ya. Honestly.
We might have lost all of our viewers, I think, David.
I'm not sure about that one.
That is ridiculous.
So I've seen a lot though lately in the women's game, and I don't know if you girls have seen it on social media. There's been a lot of male physios on there that are actually saying that now they've just realised that they should be putting sanitary towels and tampons inside their physio bag. Would you say that's definitely a thing that, that they definitely need to do? I know that's not a great question to ask young ladies, but they should be putting them in there.
I think so.
Don't see what I mean.
Subject, isn't it?
If the players want to provide their own, just keep them in the fizz bag. I don't see why that's a problem. The physio shouldn't have to provide as such, but I think there should be something in place for that, because I mean, yeah.
So one of the other things that we saw on social media this week, and it dropped just before the Monday night show, of course, as well, is the restructuring of the league, which probably only affects me and Emily, because you two girls, we don't know where Ali's going to turn up. And of course, Cheshunt are going to be in the Prem, so it doesn't affect them. But I mean, it's a crazy situation that we did a video not so long ago with the vice chairman that said they're not going to go back, and they're not going to look at the they're not going to go into and have a look at the season before last and last season for PPG and all the rest of it. Now all of a sudden it's going to be brought in. It looks like the restructuring is going to happen, and we just don't know who's going to end up in what league. Are Harlow, for instance, my team, or Phoenix in your team, Emily, still going to be in the Isthmian League? Are we going to get moved to the Southern League? And even Nick said to me, he said that at one stage Harlow possibly could have gone to the Northern League. Do you know what I mean? So, I mean, it's just a minefield, isn't it?
I can't do another season in the North.
I'll be honest, Dave. I've always been a big advocate of Project Non-League, and I think that I know I'm not at Cray anymore, but I think they deserve nothing but the best. And if that means they can move or shift after all the effort players, chairman, everyone's put in, that's a good thing. It might not affect Cray positively, but you know what? The leagues need a shuffle, don't they? It's a bit boring after 2 years of non-leagues.
Yeah, and also it's 2 years of doing nothing or for nothing.
Yeah.
It's not just the money, it's people putting their time and effort into things, rushing from work if they've had to work, even if they're working from home, they're finishing their shifts and then going straight out to football. And then for that, all that for nothing.
I would just like to comment. I thought I was a loyal person until I met fucking Ali. Oh my God, your loyalty to Cray amazes me. I really, really hope or wished they would have had the same loyalty to you and the team, because this is ridiculous. You're amazing.
Do you know what it is? It's just, I think it's always good to leave on good terms. And I think that I've left on my terms, which is always a nice thing to do, rather than being chucked out. But you know what it is? I think all my clubs I've left probably I've got a good relationship with. Yeah, probably all of them, to be fair. Even ones that I've just left on my own terms. I think it's just, you know what, I wish them nothing but the best. I think my dad's going down there at the weekend to go help tidy up the ground or something like that. Tomorrow, apologies. Well, today, because it's Friday, isn't it? Friday. Yeah. But yeah, I wish them nothing but the best. And I really hope the league gets a good shuffle. Who knows where I'll turn up next. I'm like a Artful Dodger. Who knows where I'll be? Probably just somebody.
And just to say that your dad dropped another song this week as well, didn't he?
I don't know. I don't listen to YouTube, to be honest, David.
I did. I was first in. I must admit, I enjoyed it thoroughly. It was a great song as well. Tell him, but yeah, it was a great song. But Kim, I mean, how on earth? Tell us a little bit about your career. You said what clubs you were at, but I mean, tell us some stories about your career from when you started, how you got involved in football in the first place. I mean, tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I first decided I wanted to get into football when I was about 15. We had kids living with us from Wimbledon. So when Wimbledon moved up to Milton Keynes, they moved into my nan's house. We actually had Jason Punching for a bit as well, claim to fame. And yeah, so because I saw them being injured and how their rehab went, I thought, actually, I want to do that. So I went and done sports therapy at uni. They kind of did me over with this kit because they're so used to physios coming and going. They didn't put my name on it or initials.
I like it. I could have sold
I
them.
was just going to say, I really like that.
Yeah.
I prefer it to your initials.
Yeah, but it's just because they're not used to people staying.
Yeah.
So I didn't get my initials. I just got Fizz.
So I think Fizz is cooler, to be fair. I'd have been over that.
So I
But
mean,
you're allowed to be.
so you, with yourself though, you said you went to college and uni and that to do your exams. But I mean, what was the actual first, what was the first club you went to? I mean, what was the, and so we've asked the girls before.
I went to Tring Athletic. Yeah, I went to Tring Athletic, which was kind of local to me. I had a friend. It was a friend of a friend, and I didn't really know him properly, but he was injured, and I gave him some advice over Twitter. They then had a game against Barnet, and I was like, oh, I'm going to go and watch them. I went and watched, and then some of the other players come up to me and asked me loads of questions. And the manager overheard and was like, we don't have physio. Like, can you help us out? And so just ended up at Tring for 2.5 years. I was with the reserves for the rest of that season, and then I went into the first team the season after.
You're the best stories, the ones that just come about.
Yeah. Then I went from there to Sun Sports in Watford. I dealt with my worst injury there, actually. Well, second worst injury there.
No, you have to tell us what that was.
Watford.
You have to tell us what the injury was.
It was a double fracture of the ankle. So tib fib completely done. Ruptured the ligaments of the ankle. Talus was cracked. So the injury happened about 4:30. It was just after the second half. Moved him into the boardroom, and it was actually at Berkhamsted. We were away. The ambulance did not show up until 6:30.
Oh.
Got him, took him to the hospital, got to Watford Junction. Watford. Watford was absolutely ramo, left him in the hall, just in the corridor. We got sent for an x-ray at 10:30 at night. And he sat there like, Kim, I'm starving. What food have you got? And I only had chocolate pretzels. So he ate all of them. Went into the x-ray, he come out, and straight away they were like, yeah, we need to take him through. And they took him through, and they were pulling the ankle whilst they were giving him morphine, everything else, to cast it. Within 20 minutes of the x-ray, it was all done. The worst thing about it was he kept falling asleep, because obviously all the morphine. Every time he woke up, he looked at his phone. The group chat was popping off saying about what the injury was. And he kept saying, Kim, have I done that? And then he'd fall asleep. Kim, have I really done my ankle? And then fall asleep. And I just kept repeating myself over and over again. We got moved up to the ward at 12:30-ish, I think it was. And the lady come around and was like, yeah, you need to go home now. At the time I didn't drive, so he was like, no, she can't go anywhere, like she can't get home, she's from Milton Keynes. So the lady went and checked with the ward sister, and she said, right, you can stay until 6 o'clock, but you have to be out of here by 6.
And where was this? What hospital was this in?
Watford. So the next morning I then had to walk to a Watford station and get the train home.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
It's just an example of people going above and beyond in their jobs, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you know what? I could have not, like, one of his teammates could have gone to the hospital possibly if I'd have asked, but his girlfriend at the time lived in Amsterdam. His mum was at home with his twin daughters, so you can't expect her to find someone to look after the kids to come to a hospital to sit with someone that's sleeping. But I didn't want him to wake up and then be like, where am I? Like, what's going on? So I just stayed.
But this is the unsung heroes, and this is why I think I've seen. I'm not sure which physio it is, but I've seen somebody on there I think it might have been the Lewis, possibly the Lewis, ex-Lewis physio on there.
Kate Jones.
It's been doing a nut. Someone's been on there doing a nut on Twitter lately about the way that clubs and that are treating physios. I don't know if you've seen it on there, and when you see, and when you actually see you girls, and you listen to some of the stories that that you've said, and Emily's yours and Ali's yours as well with the hospitals, and as you just said, Ali, going above and beyond and doing stuff like that is just incredible, isn't it? And I mean, you see so many different people sort of going to an awards ceremony and getting awards for this and getting awards for that. But you never see any of the physios actually get anything when you're going well over your job title. As Kim said, spending all night in a hospital, and I know you've done the same, Ali, and people have said about you, like, unless someone goes in and pulls you out of the hospital, you're going to stay there until whenever. So I mean, it's that type of thing as well, isn't it? You just don't get the recognition that you girls deserve. Not just you girls, but the guys as well. There's just no recognition for you, is there?
I think it's just quite telling. I know Covey put. I'll air him on here. He put a comment out before, but a few months ago about, isn't it annoying when coaches get asked to do things for free? My reply was, "Welcome to our world." As a physio, welcome to our world. This is what we get 24/7 of that little text, that little tweet, a little DM, that little stay in hospital until 6 o'clock in the afternoon, or drive them home from hospital afterwards. It's a part of a caring role, isn't it? As a natural caring profession, we always think, you know what? If it was me, I want someone to sit with me. If it was my brother.
Sometimes it's just having that face that you recognise as well, though, isn't it?
I think it's so important, Kim. I think it's the unknown thing of, I would hate to be in a hospital, wake up and not have anybody there for me. And I feel so guilty if I went home and left the player in a hospital. Yeah, 100%.
I can't do it.
No, I mean, I'll make you right, girl. I'll make you right.
I think, and from what I know of the clubs that, Kim's at and what Emily's at as well, they do seem to be that type of club, though, that would give you a lot of backing. If I'm right in saying, I think so, Cheshunt, with Craig and Dean and all that down there. I mean, they would give you a heck of a lot of backing if you went and did something like that. I don't think they would just sort of brush it off and just go, nothing gets said type thing. Do you know what I mean? I think they'd be all over it.
Say about Cheshunt, actually, because I joined in July, and I didn't get a message from the gaffer, and I messaged him and I said, when does pre-season start? And he was like, I'll come down on the Tuesday, or we're at the club on Tuesday. So I was like, okay, I'll see you then. I come down, and because I get here early anyway, and he was like, oh, can I have a quick word? And I was like, yeah, sure. And he's like, look, we don't get paid during pre-season. And I was like, that's the normal. That's how I've always known it. So that's fine by me. I'll be here. And it was nice to have a manager that did not expect me to be here. Like, he didn't expect me to just turn up for pre-season, because that's what people do. And obviously not be paid. And it was, I just felt it was a nice gesture from him to not have that expectation on me, like, from the get-go.
Sounds like you got a good club on your hands there, Kim, to be fair.
Yeah. But, like, does that make sense? Because other clubs are like, well, no, pre-season starts this day. Oh, yeah, but by the way, you don't get paid pre-season. Like, none of the players get paid. Okay, that's fine.
Most clubs want you to do the entire season for free, no pre-season.
Sorry?
I think she said
most clubs expect you to do the entire season for free.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing, isn't it, Dave? I think the right people appreciate it. And I think that when you have those moments when things go a bit wrong, or you've done above and beyond, I think you get the right messages the next day from people saying thank you. And, I don't do this job for thanks. It's nice, don't get you wrong. People give me a bottle of rum or some new trainers, size 7, again, Puma, if you want to send me some more stuff, more than welcome. But it's one of those things, I think the right people will always say thank you, and you get the right level of people who pipe back. I don't need the league to give me a mention, to be honest, because I'm too big time as it is, isn't it, David? You know what I mean? I don't need no more mentions. I've had like 80 new followers this week. I'm doing all right.
Right, has your agent given you a pay rise? I hope so.
My agent's locked me in a room soon, not letting me out until I get paid for this. So I have to be careful, I think, David.
But it's not always about the big gestures. Like the chairman from my Sunday team the other day come in for treatment, and he brought food.
That's the best. That's the best thing, Kim. When you get a bit of dinner out of it, honestly, a bit of rice and peas.
The next week, we'll
Rice
cake.
and peas.
That's what Reese bought. Reese bought me jerk chicken, rice, peas. And I was like, you know what, mate, best mate forever now.
Yeah, exactly. Any Caribbean or African food, I'm there.
Exactly. In fact, me and you did a charity game, Kim, and they gave us dinner after, and I was like buzzing. I'm so easily won over, honestly.
I was just sitting there thinking to myself, looking at Emily's tracksuit, so Kim's tracksuit top there, and I suppose my question would be, why is that tracksuit top not yellow?
Because the league, I don't know, the league gave us all red.
Yeah, we had red this year as well, David.
We have red.
Right, okay.
It's all red this year. We didn't raise it, like it's a bit weird, isn't it, for Craig to be in red, but
We were in red as well.
Oh,
We
right,
asked
so
for
the-
green and
so-
black, we were told no.
Right, okay. So the league gave you. I thought that was a club thing where the clubs bought you. I think, why do they red when they're amber? Do you know what I mean? A bit like Craig, but
yeah.
It doesn't make sense at all.
To be fair, it's my favourite colour is red, so it worked for me.
Everyone's the same. You don't know who's who. On the few games that we have had, it's been like, oh, are you my team? No, you're not my team.
You can't get the wrong team, Kim. That's like Physio 101.
I arrived on Tuesday night and I was like, oh, where's the weight change room, please? And like, I looked up and my gaffer was just stood there and I was like, oh, right, okay, you're right in front of me.
well, I can see the Arsenal game that's got being played tonight. It's all going off on there already. We've already had 2 goals in the game already. One's been disallowed. One's just been given by VAR. It's all going off in there. But it's 1-0 to Arsenal for you girls who are interested. But not Thierry Henry. But
I don't think it will last, mate. I'm not going to lie to you. You're form at the minute, Kim. I have to ask you. I've got to ask you a tricky question, Kim, because honestly, I'm so jealous of Kim. She works in basketball. And frankly, I am so jealous of her because I love a bit of basketball. Kim, what's that like being a basketball physio? Apart from needing a ladder, mate.
Well, I love basketball. I've just gone to Oakham Wolves, which is EBL Div 1. So the equivalent of the championship in football. It's a lot quieter. The boys don't ask as many questions. They don't want as much treatment. So it is just more maintenance rubs at the minute. So we're not meant to.
We are allowed to now. It's the 12th's gone, isn't it? We can do our bits
you're
and bobs
allowed to
now.
now.
You're a good girl. Don't worry.
I was allowed to with them because obviously they're elite status.
Only since Monday, anyway, you've been given rubs.
So because they're the elite status, they have to be tested 3 times a week. I think we should do that. I don't go to every training session, so I don't have to have COVID test every time that they have to. But I think it's 3 times a week for boys.
Well, it's quite funny actually. And this will be interesting to get you 3 ladies' reaction to this. I've still been waiting for my first COVID vaccination, so I still haven't had it yet. Even I'm 51, still haven't had it. So anyway, I've been trying to get it sorted through the NHS. Couldn't get it done because it kept blocking me and throwing me out. Then I phoned 119. They couldn't fix it for me either. They said there was something wrong with it. When I finally managed to get hold of my doctors, they've told me that I've had my first COVID jab on the 23rd of February. At some hospital, wherever it was, up in Waltham Cross. And she said, so what are you moaning for? Your second one's not due till May. I said, but I haven't even had my first one yet. I said, so how can I do that? She said, well, I've got it all written down in your records, what one you've had, when you've had it. I said, I haven't even had a COVID jab. So now they're actually having to go back and do a full investigation to find out what's going on so that they can let me have my COVID jab.
That's quite unsettling, I won't lie.
Have you got an evil twin, David, out there who's now half protected against COVID?
Yeah.
Hans Ramore.
And as someone said, the weird thing about it is that they're stopping me from having my first, but whoever's had the first one in my name has actually not going to get their second one.
It's very worrying. Actually, it's probably going to be quite a naughty investigation, David, I suspect.
I'll be about 60 before I get mine.
I think you're going to end up causing somebody a never event in the NHS, which is never nice to deal with. I don't pity that person doing that report, but anyway, we'll let them have fun with that. About 4 weeks of work in that report.
Oh God!
I've only done one in my whole career, and it's awful. A never event. Oh.
So, I mean, Kim, how many days a week do you spend at Cheshunt then?
So I'm here with the first team twice a week, and then obviously on a Saturday. The ladies sometimes are on a Sunday, and I'll help out where I can with them. So yeah, just Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday.
And then
I pop in and out during the week. So I might be here on a Friday evening treating people. But yeah.
Happy days.
Yeah, well, that's a
You
bit
hear
of
me?
craft. That's what I like to
Yeah.
see.
I mean, are you enjoy? You must enjoy it then.
Hello?
I mean, you must enjoy it.
Oh yes, definitely. Yeah, I do.
And I mean, the
And
club
like
as
I said
well.
earlier, it's such a nice club as well.
Yeah, I mean, the club itself's had a real revamp, hasn't it? I mean, it's like it's had a real sort of like new stand on the left-hand side as you look from behind one of the goals. It's had the clubhouse has all been
Yeah.
done up as well, and it does. It's a real good. Dean and his brother have done a fantastic job of actually doing all the club up. And I know
And then
there's
we've got the
3G surface at the back.
AstroTurf as well at the top. Okay, we've got the AstroTurf at the back, and then we've also got extra changing rooms. So obviously that helps with the COVID situation. So any games we've had, we've been able to use home and away for our home team, and then we can use the porta cabins for the away
Yeah.
team.
Mm.
I think we might have 3 of them. I think there's actually 3 changing rooms in the porta cabins, maybe 4.
Yeah.
But yeah, handy.
And then they're going to look at building all stuff around the ground as well, aren't they? They're trying to get planning permission for. I'm not sure if they've got it yet.
Yeah, so they want to build the ground up. So literally where I'm standing right now, I just I'm so bad. So you can see where I am now, like that's the AstroTurf pitch. You got Amber Eats, which is like a little cafe bar for people that are here for the kids' games and training. But this bit here is going to actually be part of the ground, and they want to make this into a stand. So you'll be able to actually look out onto the AstroTurf pitches and also out onto the pitch, the other side.
Oh, nice.
And have you girls been
So
to
it is-
Cheshunt?
No.
I think a few times I'd say, dare I say, David, I've just been everywhere now. Let's be honest.
I don't think I have been to Cheshunt.
Cheshunt's got a massive, great big surround around it as well, like pitches around the outside, kids' pitches. There's quite a few like pitches around the outside. We should say there is a very
So we've got someone snuck into our group.
yeah, he snuck in there right at the
Someone
moment.
snuck into the DMs early doors.
Hello.
And they
My
comes
bad.
down at the
You were
bottom just on
waving at
his
us.
lance.
What's he doing?
Just really excited to be here, I think, surrounded by ladies.
Well, you know. Well, you know. He doesn't want to be surrounded by ladies.
And with a voice like that, I'll bet you get quite a few as well.
Don't comment, as your lawyer, don't comment on that, Lance, mate.
Right, okay, fine, fair enough. All right, I won't say a thing.
Glad that's the one.
But Kim, do you actually know whether or not the club has now got the planning permission now for that? I mean, has that been given, or is it still in the process of trying to get it?
I think it's still in the process.
Yeah.
From the conversation I had the other day, I think it's still in the process.
Hmm.
Obviously the people of Cheshunt are not fans of the club, which makes it a bit harder.
Yeah.
I think they feel that the foot traffic from the club is going to be taking it past their homes, which I thought was a bit strange, because when I come up here the other week during the day, it was nice and warm, and Cedars Park was absolutely rammed. People were parking in the club in order to go to Cedars Park.
And you've
So
got,
I can't see why.
literally to come into the ground at Cheshunt, it might be a bit busy, but to go out, they've just chuck a right and they go straight onto the A10, don't they?
Yeah.
What
Yeah, it's
men's
quite easy to
obsession
get
with
out.
roads?
I'm just saying that it's just literally
Honestly, men are obsessed with roads. When you're going to a football match, they go, "Where are you going?" "Oh, I'm going to, I don't know, Cheshunt." "Oh, when you go to the A2, you go on the M4, and then you go up the A10, then you go up the A12. You're like, "What's your obsession with roads? What is that now? Men love roads."
Like,
I still used to use Waze to get to my home ground, and honestly,
Even if you were going going to create wonders. Someone's going to go, well, there are new ones out the A21. And when you come off the A20, you go out there and then you go down the M. So honestly, the roads, men and roads, I'm obsessed.
Lance, I have to part with this every week.
Lance, maybe you're not obsessed with roads because you're musical, but
I should say,
men are obsessed with roads.
Ems, you're gonna love Lance. He's a Liverpool fan.
Woo!
Sorry about the result, okay, guys. I know it's bad luck, but it is what it is.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, that's let's not talk about that.
As a West Ham fan, I wish to open my proceedings to that.
So Lance, did I see? I think Ali shared it. You've actually done a duet. Was it with Annalise?
Anne Marie.
Anne-Marie,
yeah,
sorry,
it was basically
She. I'm not into music.
She put up a post, and it was a challenge that somebody did, and I just felt the need to do it, and for some reason it seemed to get a lot of love on Instagram. So that's probably why Alison has called me on here.
Oh, using my full name and everything, yeah? Wow.
Sorry.
Wow, you put my government name out there.
Well, I mean, it's not difficult to decipher from Al or Ali.
It could have been anything. It could have been, like, I don't know, Annalise. It could have been, Alison with 3 L's in it. I don't know how they spell names nowadays, but no.
Alison with 3 L's.
Yeah.
Alison with 3 L's, yeah. Because
I've only got one, but people have more than one. I'm always very jealous of those people.
That makes sense. Alison with 3 L's.
Yeah, it does. When you're from Catford, anything goes, isn't it, really? Spelling wise.
Well, yeah, I guess you could say that.
You stole the L, didn't you?
I did steal it. I stole it good as well. No one caught me until I've said it online. So now.
We're off. It's just like we're going to steal the Unorthodox podcast equipment.
Sure, don't tell them on here. I'm just going to put it. That's why Courtney's not here tonight. She's actually there stealing it right now.
I like the style.
Of course, we should say Courtney's not with us because she's working tonight, so she's
working. Yeah,
working. Yeah, she's working tonight. But that Lance, every time Ali comes on, and the glass that she uses seems to get bigger and bigger.
Probably my ego. It's full of all my.
I sue you for misuse because that's a gin glass and there's not gin in it.
Yeah, what are you drinking?
I don't know. It's just a big. I just got it from IKEA. Em, won't lie to you, mate.
What is it? White wine, water? What is it? Vodka?
I can confirm it is water. I'll bring you in there shortly, but it is water.
She doesn't drink. She upsets me.
Not when it's being recorded. I don't drink when it's being recorded, Em. That's the rule. We want to being drunk. Don't get recorded.
Yes,
it's made of like Avion.
Not agree.
Yeah, because like I was saying, Ali, we've hung out and I've seen countless bottles at your house. Like,
oh, that's not fair to say. They're all rum. They're all presents. That's not Lance. Can we get Lance off the call, David? Just cut it now.
No way. He needs to stay on. Tell us more.
Yeah.
I can't put my business down the street like that.
No.
Well, I suppose the one question we haven't asked, during this whole session tonight, is there was a post that I saw on Twitter today from one of the young ladies that does the show with me, Lance, and I'm just interested if she wants to go into it a little bit more. But the tweet came out 13 hours ago, and it said, "Woohoo! It's waxing day today. Never been so happy in my life."
Yeah, man.
Wonder who that was. I'm not. An error.
Do you know what?
Looked like a cave woman since December. Look at these eyebrows. Bleak. I can't tell you the rest.
I don't know any women here apart from Ali, and I can only assume that Ali said that because she probably get excited over this trivial thing.
I did not. You know what? I'm not brave enough to wax, to be honest with you, mate. It's too painful.
It's the way forward, Ali. It's the way forward.
Oh no!
Ali didn't actually say that.
No, it wasn't me. I don't comment on waxing based problems in my Twitter. So football, you're football or
December was the last time waxing was available. It is now April. You do the maths. Cave woman.
So it's looking.
I was like
looking like
something let out of the wild.
Is it kind of looking like this?
Yeah, probably worse than that. She's probably got a better beard than you, mate.
I make your beard look like bum fluff.
Okay, well,
days. it's
Okay, well,
depended.
you'll be happy to know that I'm pretty sure Amazon Prime are doing deals on weed whackers this
There you
weekend.
go.
Fine, I am sorted. At 10 a.m. this morning, I was waxed and my lovely eyebrows were done. So happy days.
Wonderful. They look nice. They look very nice.
Thanks, Lance. I got them done just for you.
And I bet you can't guess though, Ali, if you didn't see the tweet, who was the first person to actually reply?
First person to reply.
Yeah, to that tweet.
I don't even want to say. The name comes from my head and I can't say it out loud. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know, V or something. I don't know. Who was it,
No,
Dave?
A good friend of yours.
Mine? I haven't got it. Who is that? Let me go and check it.
Ali doesn't have any friends.
Who's in trouble now, basically? Who's in the doghouse? Let's have a little look.
Danny was the first person to reply to the message.
Who was?
Danny.
Oh,
Danny. Of course Danny was. Danny's on it. Danny is our biggest fan. I love Danny.
Hi, Danny.
Wax on, wax on, wax off. Is what he said.
Oh, that's classic. Bravo, Danny.
And hi,
Bravo.
Patrick. Send us a text if you're listening.
He's thinking about you waxing, mate. That's what he's doing now. Good old Patrick.
Patrick.
Yeah.
So Lance, tell us a little bit about your singing career and how it all started and how it's going.
Well, I started singing when I was 5. I'm not going to disclose my age on here. I started off singing with my dad because my dad's a comedian. I used to perform around local churches and youth clubs and everything like that. And how it actually started is that my dad, I was a very like fidgety kid. So if my dad was on stage, I, with my troublesome self at 5 years old, would just go and run around his legs whilst he was performing. So he'd be performing with a mic. He would give me a mic with no cord. And while he was doing his thing, I was just there on stage, just like doing whatever. I didn't know what the mic was. I knew you had to put it near your mouth, but I was just like, you know. And then that's kind of what made me fall in love with singing and performing. And since then, just kind of undertaken different roles and different projects in relation to singing. But now I'm in a point where, thankfully, I mean, it's taken a long time coming, but I can actually say this is my job. I can actually say it basically keeps a roof over my head and keeps my car fueled and keeps, you know, food in my belly and everything like that. So yeah, at this point right now, I'm actually quite grateful to say that I can actually say singing is actually my full-time job.
Ali?
Want to ask some more questions? I'll tell you what, I'll lead you with how I met Lance. One of those weird stories in life. I know, I'm sorry, mate. So I'd said I need to go and buy a car because my car got written off. It was heartbreaking. My little baby got written off. So you know what, I'm going to go down to, I won't name the shop we were in, but I'm going to go down to a store and I'm going to dress like a 16-year-old because I'm going to try and look a little bit like young and a bit impressionable and try and get a good discount on this car from this showroom. And it was Lance that sold me the car. Yeah, it was a good meeting, mate, to be fair. And then I had to tell him I was like, what was it, 27 or no, I was about 30. Shock of the life.
Yeah, you're about like.
I only got a little bit off though. I was a bit upset, really.
Well,
all that planning for nothing.
Well, I mean, the reality is like and again, this is not me, you know, tooting my own horn. I am a phenomenal sales executive.
He is.
And how you came in dressed in the showroom didn't help you in the slightest. If you want context of guys, she had a massive backpack on, backwards cap, wearing a white vest, shorts, and I think it was some busted Converse. She actually did look like a child. And I'm thinking, does she even have a driver's license? Turns out she did. But yeah, she only got a couple of quid off the car.
Yeah, that's upsetting, really. Like, all that effort.
All I'm saying is if like, again, this is going to sound very, very like manly of me. If the shorts were shorter, possibly a couple more hundred.
They were basketball shorts for content over there because I wanted to,
they were very, very
basketball
long
shorts.
I
tell you what, though. I should have just worn my FC Dons gear. I might have got a decent discount then, innit? In hindsight.
Do you know what, you probably would have? I'm actually a fan. You probably would have.
I could just bought Big G with me to nick a car, to be honest. But next time.
He could have just picked it up and walked out with it.
Yeah, thanks, G. So now you do a lot of work around also like producing and making videos now for your music and others' music. How are you finding that?
It's actually quite fun. To be fair, it's not something that I actually intended on doing. It's just that when round one of the pandemic hit, I figured, you know what, I can't perform. So what else can I do? So I started to learn how to edit videos and make videos. So I had an interest in it from 2016, but I never really took it seriously until after the first round of the pandemic. So I started picking up the camera and started shooting my own videos and, doing these little freestyles on Instagram. And thankfully doing that kind of picked up a newer kind of following. People were kind of just respected the fact that I was one that was, writing the song, making the songs, recording the songs in the studio and shooting the video for them as well. So I guess you could say I'm a one-man media mogul powerhouse.
One-man band.
Yeah, I guess you could say it.
I mean, you could be a little bit less, understated in your description of yourself there, I think, Lance, but it is what it is.
Well, I could be. I'm just choosing not to. I'm choosing not to.
So, Lance, you're obviously from this neck of the woods, so why Liverpool?
The reason was is because I remember I was 6 years old. It was 6 years old. It was 1992. It was a Liverpool versus Everton match, and I was just sitting down. I had no interest in football whatsoever. But then I just saw this team in red versus this team in blue, and I saw some crazy dude just skipping down the left wing. And I said, Dad, who's that man running very faster than everybody else? Because Lance, that's John Barnes. He's like one of the best players of the league. I was like, and then that's the reason why I fell in love with Liverpool, simply because of John Barnes. I mean, at this moment in time, John Barnes is doing some very questionable things now, but we won't talk about that. But he, for me, he was one of the best. Again, it was like 1991, 92. So he's one of the best players at that time. And I was in awe of what he was doing. And that's how I came to support Liverpool.
Nice.
Yeah.
Kim, could you just have a word with Mr. Edwards and say to him, how dare he turn the floodlights off on you?
I know. Oh, don't have that, mate. 100%. That was me. It'd be a massive kick-off. No Haribo's next week at all.
No, got an injury, so walking back.
Oh.
Okay, mate.
You gonna wait?
We'll leave you to it.
Wait.
Hello, injury.
You're a bit special.
Huh?
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, yeah, please.
She's like a mother when I try to say hello.
Yeah.
So Lance, I suppose with yourself,
So, yeah.
so with yourself, Lance, I mean, what is it you're going to sing for us tonight?
Well, I had a multiple. I had a lot of choices to go through. I was very. I was unsure about what I wanted to sing, but I figured let me just do one of the ones I've released recently on my Instagram, called "Love Always." I think it's a very touching song. To be fair, I wrote it out of boredom. To be fair, so there's no real context behind the song. It's just sonically pleasing on the ears, really. So there's no story behind it. It sounds nice.
It's just a really good song, basically, mate, isn't it?
Yeah, it just sounds nice. So that's the reason why.
Well, we'll leave it to you, sir. Away you go.
Yeah. I wish I could take back every tear I made you cry. I wish I could take you in my arms to make things right. I walked here in the rain to leave this message in your door, to let you know no matter what, I'll never love you more. Love always, baby, you know still. Love always, love always, miss someone until they're gone. I wish I could take back every mean word I said. I wish I could go back in time and start us all over again. Oh, I walked here in the rain to leave this message in your door, to let you know no matter what, I never left you for love always. Oh no, love always. Oh no, love always. Miss someone until they're gone. Yeah.
I must say, I should have put out an ovulation warning, shouldn't I, Lance, before we put you on here? Honestly.
I did tell you that.
Sorry, mate. If you weren't ovulating, you are now, ladies.
Yeah.
But maybe even David as well. I don't know.
David, you are pregnant.
Yeah, sorry, mate.
Yeah.
I should have warned you before.
Yeah.
I
Can
have
I
a
just say,
question.
I had zero chance of him not sending me a car with that going on, innit?
All I can say is that was absolutely outstanding. And I'll tell you what, we've had 2 singers on so far, and if there was an album I could go out and buy, I'd buy them both, because they're absolutely, both singers we've had on so far have been superb. But Lance, that was
I
outstanding.
just want to know if you can come and sit on the end of my bed and sing me to sleep.
Sure, not a problem. No problem. Where are you
You heard
based?
it here live, people.
Yes. Where are you based?
Yeah. Don't tell him.
Don't worry.
Okay. All right.
I mean, Lance. Have you got music out anywhere that people can go and purchase? And
Yes, I do. If you just go on Spotify, iTunes, all the digital streaming platforms, just search Lance Prime, and all of my stuff will come up.
Can I just say also, that is the coolest name I've ever heard, isn't it? Lance Prime. Imagine that.
Yeah, that is genuinely, guys. That is actually my.
That is actually his name as well. I mean,
it's my name.
a born superstar.
It's
Not
my
like
name is Lance
Alison.
Prime.
Like,
Just be a singer.
I mean, absolutely outstanding. I mean, I was loving every
That
minute of
was
that. It was
amazing.
fantastic.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
I mean, it's not very often you hear somebody with a voice that's as fantastic as that. It's just incredible.
Yeah, that was fantastic. Thank you so much.
We really
It's been
do
a pleasure.
appreciate it, Lance. Really do.
Thank you so much.
We say a massive thank you, of course, to Kim as well, who's been very busy tonight. She's at least 3 players. She's been
Sorry.
she's been rubbing
you do
down.
CPR at the minute while you're carrying on.
But,
Don't joke about CPR. You stitched me up with that.
Oh, can't tell yet.
but Kim, we thank you very much indeed, and send all our love to Craig and the rest of the team at Cheshunt. And thank you very much for coming on tonight. And of course to the amazing Mr. Lance Prime for his song tonight. And please don't be a stranger. If you can come back on again another week, it'll be fantastic, because that was absolutely outstanding.
Most
Maybe
certainly
just
will.
every week.
Yeah. I'd be more
Don't
than
tell
happy.
my dad that. He'll be livid. He's been kicked
No,
off
Dad
by
can
Lance
come
Prime.
back. Come back.
That was my plan all along, David. I'll show him, my old man. I'll show him. I'll get that geezer that sold me a car on here.
But a massive thank you, of course, to Ali, and of course to Emily as well. We'll be back live next Friday night, and so we'll be back then for another show with the Effing Bag Show. And until then, from everybody at the show, good night.